We're here. It is the second Tuesday. We're always here, second and fourth Tuesday for Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. I'm Clarene, the creator and host of this show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. I am super hyped about this particular episode for multiple reasons, and I'll get into that, but I'm super hyped about this episode and the episode we will have again in 2 weeks. This month is Black Business Month, and I'm a Black business owner. So I'm super excited about Black Business Month, and that is the focus of the show this month, Black Business Month. And so one way or another, the topics are all related. The topics and the guests are all related to Black Business Month. So even right off in the beginning, and I'm just going to stand up a little for you to see. Usually I'm dressed for the show, like dressed, professionally dressed, but it's Black Business Month, right? And this t-shirt, my Black Wall Street t-shirt, is one of, because now I have a collection of them, but one of the t-shirts I purchased when I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the original Black Wall Street area. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time going into the history of Black Wall Street and all that, but I purchased this shirt when I was there just this June. There, because it was the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Race Massacre. So wearing my shirt today for Black as a way to celebrate Black Business Month. So that's why I'm dressed kind of down, you know, not professional, all jazzed up and all that. But hey, I have my power shirt on and my power bracelet that says Black Wall Street. All right. So enough of that. But so come on in as we normally do. Come on in. Want to know who is here? I'm going to have a lot of opportunities for you to showcase you in your Black business. So I want to make sure technology is working in my favor today, because it's always, right? It's just things happen. Yes, technology is working. Checking on my phone and seeing if we're live there. So come on in and check in. Let us know where you're coming from, like location wise. All right, Leona is the first one here, and I'm hoping I say your name right. I said your name right, Leona. You saw the message. Yes, I have a book giveaway, and I hope, yes, it was logged. I checked the entry, so that one entry is already logged. Good. Hopefully my my giveaway tool will work today. But if you are a Black business owner, I want you to put in the chat the #, so the hashtag National Black Business Month. And at the end of the show, again, if the tool is working appropriately, right, I will do a drawing, and the winner will be able to win my Shine Online with LinkedIn book. Okay? So come on in. But who's with us? Where are you coming from? Where's your location? We're all on LinkedIn, right? And so LinkedIn is all about networking. It's the #1 professional and business networking social media platform. So where are you coming from? Checking in from Georgia. Hello, Stephanie Taylor Johnson. Nice to have you. Oh my God. Okay, I have no favors. I shouldn't, like, I get personality. When you know me, you'll know me. You know, you deal with me, tolerate me. But TK, nice to have you from South Africa. That's why I'm hyped. And I hope you have the book by now, TK, because the mail process. Oh my goodness. But nice to have you, TK. It's been a while since you've been able to join us live. Yes, come on in. Y'all checking in. Black Business Month. Tonda, I see your comment, but put the hashtag and then Black Business Month. So no space. #Black. I'm sorry. # National Black Business Month. All together, no hashtag, okay? No space in between. Hello, Cindy. Thanks for joining us from the Chicago area. So fellow Midwesterner, let me do this real quick, and then I'm going to get busy because I have a lot that I want to take care of, a hot, packed agenda, but it's going to be spread out probably between now and the next episode. But for those who are new to Imposter Syndrome Disrupted, I'm Clarene Mitchell. I'm the owner of TCM Communications. My whole business as a Black business owner is all about empowering my clients to leverage LinkedIn effectively so they're able to generate results from the platform, because that's what the platform is all about. So I specialize in working with entrepreneurs and corporate executives and others to do just that, to go from just being on the platform to creating organic results. And so I love being able to change the trajectory of lives and businesses, one LinkedIn profile at a time. All right, so enough of that. But that's me, Clarene Mitchell, owner of TCM Communications. Keep coming on in. Where are you from? Like location wise. Beyond TK from South Africa, and Cindy from Chicago. Where are you at? Where are you coming from? Georgia checking in the house is what Stephanie said. And Leona. Yes, I said the name right. But checking in from Boston. I love how, so this showcases always for me the wonderful power of LinkedIn as far as the national and international networking, right? So having people all from all over the country. So Sharice, I'm hoping I'm saying it right. So this is a quick freebie LinkedIn tip, because that's not what the show generally is about, LinkedIn tips. But if you do not use the pronunciation feature on LinkedIn, what are you waiting on? I have a unique name, or it's not as easy to say or pronounce sometimes. And so it's a phenomenal tool. So just FYI. But Sharice is from California. So West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, international, we're here. I love it, love it, love it. I did. Yes, I said it right. Yes, yes, yes. Good, good, good. So let me get going. Again, my guest is already in the green room, so to speak. And I should call her out for what she's doing, because I see everything she's doing, but I'm gonna leave her alone. She's beautiful, but she back there prepping, but you'll see when she comes up. So let me do this right away. So normally what I do with the format of the show, I start with a motivational quote, and I share a news article and all of that, and then we get to the topic. I'm going to combine some things. The inspirational part, I'm going to combine, and it's going to be in a video form instead of a graphic today. But there is a graphic I'll be sharing today, right before my guest comes on, that will lead into our topic. But I'm going to do the video, and I want you to really, I hope you're in a space where you can really hear this and soak it in. Especially so us as Black business owners, especially Black women business owners, all of us that are here, self-care is extremely important. For us to thrive and move our businesses forward, we have to spend the time taking care of us, refueling us. That's one of the reasons why I love coming on here every second and fourth Tuesday, because it's about us, empowering us. I give to you, but you give to me when I come on this show, right? I get energy from you as well. So what I want to do, okay, Jacqueline, I see you, Massachusetts is here. Is share this clip. And so take some time, relax, sit in your seat, relax, and really take this in, what this is. And I'm going to introduce it and then share it. And then we're going to move on to some other information. So if you know me, you know my background is in print journalism, and I'm a news junkie. And so a part of that means always watching as much as I can on Saturdays, MSNBC, weekends and all the time anyway, but especially on Saturday mornings. And so Tiffany Cross, the host of that show, one of the shows that I watch on Saturday mornings, recently did a girlfriend's trip. And I literally, if you follow me on my personal Twitter, I made a post on Saturday that I literally got goosebumps and tears filled my eyes when this segment aired. So I said then I want to share it with you. And hopefully it gives you that power as well. Okay. let me make sure my technology is working, and I am going to just play this.
Risk her position, her livelihood, and her very life to speak an uncomfortable truth that this country resided and her very life. Women risk her position, her livelihood, and her very life to speak an uncomfortable truth that this country resents. She is undoubtedly a member of my tribe, cut from the same cloth and welcome at this table. The magic that exists when such women gather is unmatched by any other. It's the truth tellers for me. Now, if you watch the readout or follow a certain group of women on social media, you know that I was away last weekend locking arms with such women. And listen, I know there are a lot of challenges in the world right now. We're navigating the perils of policy that will undoubtedly have a devastating impact on most of us. We suffered through collective trauma as we watched a global pandemic bring with it a wave of sickness and death and financial ruin to many. Some of us were part of a movement to declare that our own lives mattered, and we watched in horror countless Black bodies being harmed and murdered, and not to mention the attacks on our fellow countrymen. Through these times, this group of women found space to connect, confess, champion, fight, fellowship, support, share, uplift, and love. And as we led conversations around protecting our mental health, just as Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka declared, we thought it was high time that we lived it. The amazing Angela Rye and fearless Jamel Hill convened an unforgettable experience in the beautiful city of Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. But it was the company for me. My beautiful sister, Joy Reid, Brittany Packnett Cunningham, Erin Haynes, Alicia Garza, Latasha Brown, and Sunny Hostin. We had many, many intense conversations. We discussed the liberation of Black Americans, the chokehold on voting rights, the battle cries of Black women, the hardships of the diaspora. We plotted and we planned. But to be honest with you guys, we mostly laughed and cried and laughed some more. We sang and danced. We jumped off a yacht into the ocean and floated. We ate whatever we wanted and forgot to count the calories. We connected and poured into each other and drew nothing but love from the collective sisterhood. We held hands, we chained a soul. And it was fitting that we gathered around Black Women's Equal Pay Day because just as Jay-Z said, here we measure success by how many people are successful next to you. Here we say you're broke if everybody is broke except for you. Bosses, we're all committed to helping each other and you secure the bag. We work tirelessly and fearlessly, like many of you. We each work for the people. So in the words of Dr. Christina Greer, it's life-saving to normalize rest. We all must catch our breath sometimes. Beyonce once said that as much as she loves her husband, there is nothing like a conversation with a woman who understands you. I echo that 1,000,000 times over. The truth is, it really didn't matter if we convened in Cabo, Compton, or Cleveland. It was the women with the range for me. And so I wish for all of you to find or create that safe space with your tribe and exhale, be it a cocktail or mocktail on your porch, breaking bread at your own kitchen table, or sitting poolside on a weekend trip. When life has you against the ropes, you deserve a moment to breathe before getting back into this fight. So thank you to my tribe, Angela and Jamel, and all my other sisters for creating an unforgettable experience to do just that. And now the work resumes. Stay tuned.
Okay, breathe. Okay, like, I hope you saw the connection between that clip from Tiffany Cross's The Cross Connection on MSNBC on Saturdays. And this is not a plug or commercial for her show, but like, I hope you saw the connection between that clip and this show. Pouring into each other. That's what we do here, to be able to refuel each other so that we can continue being boss ladies, right? It takes a lot to, and I'll get to the crown later, but it takes a lot to wear our crowns. So we have to have that connectivity with each other. We have to have that support, that the collaboration so that we can continue being our boss selves. I'm going to get off of that because I could just have this whole episode on just that segment. So I'm going to leave it alone, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me move on. And so, I have about 5 entries. So for those who may be just joining us, I saw Shannon Scott, you're here. Great to have you. Oh, I see also Monique is here from Belize. I had to shout her out. So I love having my international followers and guests here. But I'm going to just say this shout out to Monique. Watch out for her. She got some plans going on. Just stay tuned. I'm going to just say that. Stay tuned. I don't want to just expose her plans, but stay tuned. Yes, Jacqueline, phenomenal clip. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So if you are a Black business owner, put in the chat hashtag National Black Business Month, because that's what we celebrating all month. So pound or hashtag National Black Business Month for opportunity to win my LinkedIn book at the end of the show. Also, you're very welcome, Gigi. Thank you for being here. I want you to put in the chat. No, not that one. I'm looking for, if you are a Black business owner, put in the chat your elevator pitch. Okay? Because this is not just about me. It's about, and I've been doing every month, every day this month, I've been shouting out my Black business owner clients, LinkedIn coaching clients. So I want to give you that opportunity as well during this show. There's privileges or benefits for tuning in live, right? So put in the comments your elevator pitch. What is your business? Okay. And so let's see. And if you want to put, if you have a brand page or company page, put that link in as well. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out, because there's so much I want to put, talk about. So much I want to talk about. So I'm going to share this, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to share this now. And I think I'm going to hold off some things till the next episode. I want to share this. And let me move out the way. I try to make it big enough for all of you to see. And I'm sorry, I kind of, maybe if I got you on a high from that Tiffany Cross segment clip. And then now I'm sharing this. And I promoted and I put out in the promotions for this show or this episode that I wanted this episode to be a real talk episode about what it's like to be a Black woman business owner. Is our plight, as maybe I shouldn't say plight, but is our process of being Black business owners any different from others who are not Black and they're business owners? Okay, I'm not going to say anything else because then I'm going to influence some things. So, but this graphic, so a Black woman and the different dilemmas that we experience. And this specifically was in reference to Black women in the corporate spaces, workspaces. Why are you angry? You should smile. You have an attitude. Translation, angry Black woman. Why are you being too defensive? So defensive. Now, and let me get proper attribution. Now, this graphic, and I hope she's here, Danya Collins is the creator of this graphic, and she's an Indiana Daily student. And she did grant permission for me to share this with you. So I hope she's here. Again, Danya Collins, and she's on LinkedIn. So please connect with Danya Collins on LinkedIn as well. But I want you to, because this is going to be very interactive today. And then my guest is coming on and we're going to have some talk, real talk. I want you to put in the chat. Have you ever, and this is specifically those who are here with me who are Black women business owners, I want you to really be honest about this, because I did some polls and I was like, I was a little like, wondering about the results with the polls that I did. But have you ever second guessed your hairstyle as a Black business owner? And as you see, I'm playing with mine, but have you ever, and then I just messed her up. No, she's not messed. She's just doing her thing. But have you ever, and I want you to put an H so that I can distinguish the comments, an H, capital H, and then say yes or no to this. Have you ever second guessed your hairstyle as a Black business owner? Put the letter H, capital, and a yes or no. Again, have you ever second guessed your hairstyle as a Black business owner? Capital H and then yes or no. The next one is a capital A and yes or no. Have you ever second guessed your attire, how you dressed as a Black business owner? Again, capital A and then yes or no. Have you ever second guessed your attire as a Black business owner? And again, I'm usually dressed for these programs, professional, but I have my Black Wall Street t-shirt on today. Next one, P, last one. Have you ever felt like you had to adjust your personality, facial expressions, tone, and all of that as a Black business owner? And I want you to put a capital P for that one, yes or no. Capital P, yes or no. Have you ever felt like you had to adjust your personality, your tone, your facial expressions, whatever the case may be, as a Black business owner, Black woman business owner at that? Okay. I'm curious, and I'll be going through later because I want to move on, but I want to bring on my guest. And based on that, I want you to read the article. So in the caption for this live, there's a link for an article and it's an article from journalist Richard Prince. And that's where I got the graphic from Danya Collins from. And really, that's where these questions are coming from, and reading the context of that article. So go through and read that. I'm bringing Rosalind because she's been there too long. So let me just bring Rosalind on because she's been in the waiting room too long. But let me just set this up a little bit as I do, as Rosalind's getting, settled here. So I've shared these experiences before in different times. So I've been I've been Black all my life, like since but a business owner for 4 years. In that 4 years, there's been some situations that I've experienced where they were based on me being a Black woman versus me being a skilled, educated, business owner. One being a business mentor, quote unquote, that I had at the time, who then quickly got fired, let go, who said I should change my hair because previous interactions with him, I would have it straight, twisted, pulled back. And then I went to a meeting with him one day and she was natural. And he literally said face to me, "You'll do better if I really liked it the other way. But who cares what you like?" Anyway, that experience has happened again before, similar with having interactions with a Black man that I was in partnership with, that I had a contractual relationship with. There's been other circumstances that have happened where, and as you read that article, you'll understand that just because we're no longer, meaning Black women business owners, we're no longer in corporate America, it doesn't mean those circumstances are no longer issues for us, right? And they impact us, whether I've lost business because of the Good Old Boys Network. And we know what that means when I say Good Old Boys Network. So Rosalind, let me just say, welcome. Hey.
Hello. Hello to you and everybody out there.
Nice to have you. I'm going to just stop talking and let you introduce yourself, and then we're going to get into some real talk. Okay, how about that? Let me say that Rosalind is here, and she is the perfect person I said to be here with me, beyond her being one of my all-star power playing LinkedIn coaching clients of all time. My ass. Year plus going strong. You can see her beautiful, authentic Black self. You see, right? I want her to talk about how her being her beautiful, authentic self, how she leans all the way into that, right? Check me if I'm wrong. And that has given her confidence that, propels her forward, but she's generated business based on her beautiful, authentic self. Okay, I'm be quiet now. Rosalind.
Clarene, it is such an honor to engage with you as always, but particularly for this topic, I'm just overjoyed and I'm pinching myself because it is such an honor to be with you, who is such an authentic person who wants everyone to win sincerely. And then also by the energy in this space, I want to say hello to everybody out there and thank you for engaging with us today. And I just encourage you, and I know you're being your authentic self. And if you're not, do more of it. So as Clarene said, I'm Rosalind Price. I am the CEO of R. Richard Price Consulting. So I am an organizational development practitioner, a change and transition strategy. And so what that means in plain speak is that I help individuals, career professionals, entrepreneurs, business leads, organizational leads, community leaders. I help them execute effective change and transition strategies and business strategies from a holistic perspective, making sure that not only are their strategies effective and implemented in such a way for them to reach their desired outcomes, but also making sure that their people have all the tools they need. And that includes holistic health. That same thing that Clarene just shared in that clip, Clarene, by the way, I was holding back tears. So you were right in the advertisement. There's going to be tears today, likely.
Let them flow. Don't hold them back. Let them flow.
Everybody already have this. So I just make sure, for me, it's not just about the work. I make sure that the people are healthy, and I point that out. I point out any gaps, any areas of opportunity, because to me, holistic health is not just eating right and taking a vacation. It's also about having the right energy within and surrounding you so that you can be the best that you can be in whatever it is that you're supposed to deliver. So there you have it, Clarene. I could say more, but I'm going to stop. That's my sound bite.
Love it. Now I want you to share, and I want you to be authentic and real talk and all of that. How it, and for you, it's the both worlds at the same time, because you're still in corporate full time and your business, you have that going as well and growing it. Do you see, so has there been a difference? I don't want to set it up. You just talk about being authentically Black in the workspace and as a woman, Black woman entrepreneur.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things that came to mind is, especially when you and I talked about this, and one of the questions you prompted in a couple of your marketing posts is that, and I may not have it verbatim, but the question was, are you able to show up as your authentic Black self in corporate America versus being an entrepreneur? And the answer for me is, I don't have a choice. I came out the womb just being me. And that is not to say that there have been times on my journey where folks have tried to suppress that, or I have cowered down because folks have said to me, don't take up so much space. But my personality by just nature is that I might back down a little bit, but there's just something in me that is not going to allow that to be. So my answer to that really is, Clarene, for me, even if the space is not there, and I will say sometimes in corporate America, and it also depends on the organization and the organizations within the organization, especially if you come from a large organization or you're working with one, it just really depends. So for me, being a Black woman is not just about my skin color. It's everything that you shared in that clip and what Tiffany said. It's what we bring, our cultural dynamic, And that's with everybody from a diversity perspective. You bring different types of things, whether it's your spirituality, whether it's the neighborhood you grew up in, whether it is the schooling that you went in. So for me, that you went through, for me, I went to predominantly white institutions all the way up through grad school, but I lived in predominantly Black neighborhoods. I grew up in poverty, didn't realize it, but it was working class poverty. Then went up to lower middle class and now in upper middle class. So for me, there is a difference, but the key difference is from corporate America, it is if they are allowing the space for you to show up. And what I mean by that is not giving you permission, but if they're allowing the space for your diversity to show up, whether that is in projects, whether that's in meetings, whether that is decision making, and then also opportunities for succession. And then the other thing is if the space is not there and if you bring it to their attention or it is brought to their attention, if I want to create the space for myself, will you present any type of barriers for me? That's the biggie, is what type of barriers will you present for me, or what type of sponsorship and championing will you do for me as that person that's doing it? So there's that. But as an entrepreneur, I can create my space. And as Clarene stated, I've had folks that have been attracted to me just from the physical appearance, and then they look at my resume. But here's the thing between that and corporate America. A lot of times as an entrepreneur, you don't know if you're not being chosen or outreached to by the way you look or your diversity.
Right.
In America, it can be a little more overt.
Right. And can we stay on that for a minute? Quick minute. Because as it is with racism overall, in the conversations of racism, especially in the workplace in general, it's hard to necessarily always prove it and it being explicit, right? And in the workplace, it's a little easier somewhat versus entrepreneur, because you never know what potential clients were there that said, no, they could be, a great match for you as far as them being able to benefit from your services, your products, whatever it is. But because they scouted you out and they were blinded by this, that they went on to the next person, it's hard to ever know all of that. But when you have circumstances like the experiences I've had and others that I've not even shared, those are the confirmations. It still exists. It's still there. And, and me truthfully, because even so, yes, I'm a LinkedIn expert, LinkedIn coach, all of that kind of stuff. But I struggle with my brand on the platform as well. Truth be told, like there's days I should be doing a video and I don't, because we haven't figured out, when I say we, me and my hair, haven't figured out what we're going to do for that day. So it's like, and that's a challenge. Maybe some other folks don't. I can't just get up and put her in a ponytail or do whatever it is. So I still struggle with that sometimes, literally, because of the challenges or the barriers that I face in corporate America, as well as in my journey as an entrepreneur. But it's hard to necessarily put our fingers on and say, yep, we didn't get that client because of that. Because sometimes we may not even know that that opportunity was there because they bypassed us. And people may not be as explicit or bold in expressing to us. Well, of course, they're not going to say, oh, no, we're not working with you because you're Black. Of course, that's they're not going to say that. But it very well could be the reason.
You're right. And the other thing, too, is when you think about in corporate America, the other thing, too, is it may be even difficult there in some aspects, because you could have somebody maybe just as qualified, or maybe you're the same qualification. And that one little thing as far as your diversity might be the barrier there because of maybe some unconscious or conscious bias. The other reason it may be difficult for you to see that from a corporate America perspective is because not a lot of corporations and organizations have metrics in place and accountability measures in place to allow the space and reinforcement of having diversity at all different levels. So that could be a challenge in that way. And you may not see it because that's a way that it's a little covert and not as obvious. But I will say, as an entrepreneur, and just like with anything, an organization you're aligned to, or you as an entrepreneur, for me, yes, I'm Black. And to your point, Clarene, I will always be Black. I've always been Black. But for me, diversity also is not just about that, but a lot of things that we skip over is values and culture.
Right.
And diversity rolls up in there. So you can tell, and you should be asking, what does the company value? And that is not just by what they say, but you can see it. If they say they value diversity, but you don't see that, and you see certain people looking a certain way in certain levels, and they're prohibited from moving on up, for me, it's also aligning on that area. And that's the same as an entrepreneur. If me and my clients don't align on values, and if we don't have to have the same beliefs, but if our core values and our mission, and I'm not in tune with their mission and vice versa, that's also a part of me showing up unapologetic and saying, well, I'm not willing to work with you based on these things.
And it's an ever-growing process for me, admittedly, understanding and knowing that everyone isn't meant to be my client, not because that alignment isn't there. So if they prejudge me, then that's fine, because that means to an extent that they weren't the clients for me. They weren't the ideal clients for me. It wouldn't have been a marriage made in heaven, so to speak, a good match. Because then if they had became my clients, if I would have onboarded them, there could have been some challenges there because those core values weren't aligned, right? As opposed to it being a relationship, a working relationship, a business relationship like yours and I has been, Rosalind, and my other clients, where it's seamless. We can be about the business and get things done because we don't have those underlying, issues or conflicts when it comes to values. So good point. Questions for Rosalind? Anyone? Put it in the chat. She can see the chat, the comments, but any questions for Rosalind and how she's been able to and continues to be her fabulous, beautiful Black self. You see all this, that natural, beautiful hair she has, her essence, her energy, and literally she has had clients, prospective clients who have reached out to her based upon her LinkedIn profile photo, because she is her authentic self, and that comes across, that boldness, that confidence. And it has led to her having speaking opportunities, paid client opportunity, contractual opportunities. But any questions for Rosalind, how she's been able to be fortified and be in her authentic self as a Black woman entrepreneur, Black woman business owner? Put them in the chat. While you're thinking about that, I want to mention, and we may talk about this more in the next episode, but when you look at that article from Richard Prince, you'll see excerpts from Dr. Ava T. Greenwald's book, and it's a recent book, Ladies Leading, the Black women, who control television news. So Dr. Greenwald, she published a book about the reality of Black women being in boss roles in the news media, but still facing barriers, still facing challenges. Just as we are boss women as entrepreneurs, we still face challenges. Let me read this one quote, because she details experiences of 40 news leaders, Black women news leaders. Their stories document continued workplace bias and demonstrate the harmful inequities that exist even when you're the boss. So it's not just having, line positions or management positions, but when you're the boss, you're at the top, and there's still issues in the workplace and in the realities of us being Black women entrepreneurs that are uniquely, and it's kind of like, for me, not just for me, but, conversation wise compounded, because we have the issues of the barriers of being Black women entrepreneurs, but being Black and women, right? The combination of being Black and women, and the two of that together. But check out Dr. Ava T. Greenwald's book, Ladies Leading, the Black women who control television news. But again, in that link in the caption, there's an article to Richard Prince that includes excerpts from the book. Anything else you would like to share, Rosalind? Happy Black Business Month. If I've not said that already, I don't think I really did. Happy Black Business Month. Because it's been how long for you for your business?
Oh, now it's been a little over a year. Well, thank you. And same to you.
Thank you.
The only other thing I want to add right now at this point, if there aren't any questions or comments in the comment section, is that sometimes, and this can go either way, our Blackness, so to speak, can be used as a self-imposed barrier. And what I mean by that is sometimes we and non-allies may not even take the time to truly study and understand what diversity means beyond my skin color. And so we miss opportunities. So for instance, when I show up, I don't just show up as a Black woman. I will show up to also showcase my skills. I will also show up to show my relatedness across colored lines. So that's the way in which I have a conversation. It's the people that I interact with. I make sure that I'm not working within a silo. And then I showcase all of that diversity as far as who I'm able to work with, the type of teams I'm able to work with from different backgrounds as well. And then you have on the other side of it, those that are non-allies, whether purposely or not, they too are missing out on opportunities if they can't get past the skin color. Because again, we bring so much more to the table. And that's just even from a skill perspective. I'm not even talking about personal beliefs. Right. You have more to that. Like, I'm not the only MSOD here on this call, but I bet you myself, and I think it's Tonda that's an MSOD background. We have different approaches. We have different perspectives, but you could be missing out. Somebody could be missing out on a Tonda or a Rosalind if you're looking at just the skin color. And the same, we could be missing out on relationships and partnerships if we too are allowing our skin color to be a barrier.
Most definitely. And we, and from pre-show surveys I put out, we have to own our Blackness, but there's realities of others not respecting and appreciating and allowing for that as well. But yes, own our Blackness, our brilliance, and our skills and expertise that we bring to the table. So there's a question, Rosalind. Have you ever had to release a client because you realized shortly after putting in time with them that they weren't a good fit, if I can read right, in spite of doing the upfront work in the beginning to get to know them? So I'm gonna say yes, but you go ahead and respond to that. But
I have not to date. I have not had to release them, and I see here, Leona, that you're saying in spite of doing the upfront work in the beginning to get to know them. I like that you pointed that out because the upfront work is so critical. But to your point, sometimes people can present a different way. Right. And then when it comes time to working, they present a different way as well. And you truly see their true nature. But I have not to date, but I will tell you, I already know I would not have a problem dismissing them if I needed to. But what I do is, Leona, though, in between a project, I'm constantly doing check-ins, constantly saying, how are we doing? How are you feeling? And then also that includes me sharing my feelings as well, because it is not one-sided. It's a 50-50 partnership. And so I'm also saying to them what I need, not just focusing on what they need as well.
Good.
So I hope that answered your question.
Yes. And like you said, sometimes how they present on the front end, no matter how much pre-work we put in, things change. And I've had clients where I've let go because of that, gotten out of the relationship and ended, because we have to have those clients that circle the work and all of that feed into us in ways that help to push us forward, not backwards, right? And helps to bring us joy in the work that we do. So it's important to make sure that matches there. Let me see.
I'll also add before we answer Jackie's, Leona, I have had someone on the verge, but what I did is I presented a proposal where I set some new boundaries and made some adjustments, and it was either this or that. And they actually took the proposal for the adjustment. So that's an opportunity too.
Great. And with Jacqueline, and I'm gonna summarize this, sometimes we are our own. I'm trying to say how to figure out how to say it, but I said we're gonna have a raw show, so I'm gonna just say it. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies. Sometimes we work against each other in harmful ways more so than others do. So especially some of my experience has included Black clients, contractors who were against me being my authentic self, and I had to let them go or discontinue those relationships. So I thank you, Jacqueline, for putting that there, because they're the sabotagers, right? So it's not always from the outside. Sometimes it's from the inside, so to speak, as well.
Jacqueline, how I deal with it is what I kind of touched on before we answer Leona's question is that when I go into a partnership, again, it goes to allowing that to be our skin to be a barrier sometimes. Just because someone looks like me, or we might have some of the same cultural backgrounds or experiences, I start with the values question. I do. I start with the vision question. I also, and this is not just in partnership, but just in working with someone internally, to your point, Jacqueline, is if they're not operating in that space, I don't just limit myself to those people. I limit myself to other people that I have commonalities with beyond my ethnicity.
Good. I want to, while people are here, so last chance, put in the comments the hashtag National Black Business Month, and I will do the giveaway. Please work too. The giveaway from my Shine Online with LinkedIn book. So I'm going to share the screen. Sorry, Roz. So I'm going to bring you out for a moment and then bring you back. So last chance, put in, if you haven't already, just one time, put in the chat, in the comments, National Black Business Month. And then, so I have 9 here, it shows. So last chance, going once, going twice, # National Black Business Month. And here we go. Isn't that so cool? I love how it works today. I love it. And it should be, ta-da, Sharice Green, you're the winner. Congratulations, Sharice, you're the winner. And I love this. It worked today. So yay. Sharice, please, if we're not connected on LinkedIn already, please send me a connection invite. But then also not just follow me, but send me a connection invite. But also make sure you send me a direct message with your full mailing address, and I will put the book in the mail by the end of the week to you. So congratulations. Yes, it worked for the first time in a while. So we're going to wrap up. Yay. Yes. Yay for you. We're going to wrap up. Any final, I just scared my child.
Sharice also had a question, Clarene.
She just scared her child with her excitement about the book. Sorry, child. I was not a baby. Who did?
Sharice did.
What do ladies do? Yeah. What do ladies do? What do ladies do when your confidence gets shaken in business, specifically when it comes to showing up authentically, especially on LinkedIn? I'm going to let you start, Rosalind, and then I'm going to go after that.
Oh, when Sharice, we said we were having an authentic conversation, right? When my confidence is shaken, I will step away. I will allow my emotions out, whether that is saying a few choice words, whether that is actually being emotional and crying, which is something that we're not always encouraged to do, but I let it out. I also have a network of confidants. And those are people that I can vent to, that will create that safe space for me to just let it all out. And then what I do is I go back through and I look at what happened in that situation. What could I do? Not necessarily better, but how can I be more aware of some things going forward? And how am I able to pivot a little more quickly and effectively when those things happen? Because you're going to have that every day. Every day there's something, because I'm always trying something new. And I know Clarene does it too. We like to try new things. So your confidence is going to be shaken. But what I do is I get back up, and I know it sounds trite, and we use this word all the time, but I just get back up, brush my shoulders off, and I do it all over again till I get better.
Well said. I don't know what else I can say. No. Well said. For me, and specifically the LinkedIn part, and I'm loving how you see, Sharice, the importance of being your authentic self on LinkedIn, because that is key. Building authentic relationships and being your authentic self. And the biggest thing is, don't let others stop you. Like, you have to continue to show up. And the biggest thing is consistency. So showing up your authentic self consistently and continue, no matter, if there are times, because for me, like, there's times I have typos in my post or in my graphics. I had one recently that's like, no, of all the posts, and then I had graphics and I had a typo. But you just dust yourself off, and I don't mean just like in a little fashion, but we dust ourselves off for, like, and this is again transparency. I'll fuss at myself behind my closed doors, right? I'll, let it out, do whatever I need to do to vent and process it, but get back on and continue. Because, so this is a real life example. Graphic on LinkedIn recently, someone had left a comment really like slamming me pretty much about it. And I was nice about it. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. And, and kept it moving. We can't let others stop us, is my point with it. We're human, right? We make mistakes, there's errors, or we live and learn each and every day. So we're dusting ourselves off, we learn our lessons, and then we continue to be our authentic, bold selves on the platform. And as Roz said, we try different things, mix it up, grow, and do it better the next time. But never, my biggest thing is, Sharice, never stopping. Like, continue to build. If I would have stopped, especially when I first started my business and I was on LinkedIn and really didn't have it zoned in on being a LinkedIn coach and expert at that time, and I was testing the waters and doing a mixture of things, oh my goodness, that person I was back then, oh my goodness. But I stayed with it and I learned, and I had people, which I love about LinkedIn, people I didn't even really know would send me direct messages. Oh, hey sis, check this, or, or encourage me, or, boost me up. And that's what we have to do for each other. We shouldn't let others just be out there floundering on their own, or sitting back and like pointing a finger and looking at them. We should be boosting each other up and edifying or empowering each other, and not judging people, because again, we all make mistakes. But anyway, so keep it going, Sharice, is my main point. Don't stop. Do what you need to do to. So remembering that clip that I shared from Tiffany Cross, remembering to do those things that feed into your soul, into your spirit, right? Those self-care kind of activities, whatever they are, because that will help to continue fueling your passion, your focus, so you can be your best self and do what you need to do on the platform.
And Sharice, I would say don't try to do it. I mean, if you're typing something and it doesn't sound like your true authentic self, type what sounds like your true authentic self. Like Clarene says, what you really want to focus on is coming across as true, authentic. And you do want to be polished, but professional doesn't always mean polish. Professional speak doesn't always mean polish. Polish is truly being able to articulate yourself with clarity, with knowledge of whatever it is that you're talking about. And if it's about yourself, who knows you better than you? So I would just erase it. If it doesn't sound like you, erase it and type what sounds like you. You will see, Clarene will send you guys to my About section all the time. Go to my About section, and that is truly my voice, my words, period.
Period. Period. Yeah, go to Roz. Yeah. So pretty much all my LinkedIn coaching clients, we on stalking Rosalind's About section, and I'm showing how they should be, crafted in a way that tells your story. And hers is beautifully written. I will forever remember that session we had in crafting that. But another point with the Sharice is, especially on LinkedIn, don't get caught up, and then even tying into what the show is about, imposter syndrome. Don't get caught up rather in being like somebody else you see on LinkedIn, like the influencers or someone else, because you see they're getting a lot of reactions or comments, or you see their style and whatever. It's the process of establishing or creating your own way of doing things, your own style, and what works for you, what flows naturally from you. And it takes a while to do that. And then we're always improving or modifying on that. But don't get caught up in looking at other people and judging your status on the platform based upon someone else and how they're showing up or results that we think they may be getting. Because again, it could be that illusion on social media sometimes, and we don't know what's going on behind the curtain, so to speak. So be you and don't judge based on other people and yourself wrongly, and having those hard expectations. I'm trying to get to comments. We're way over time. I'm sorry, Rosalind, but these comments keep coming, and I'm
good. If the energy's there, I'm here for the long haul. Do what we need to do. We said authentic. So if it takes a while to show up, for people to warm up and you start to think about things and process, let's let it flow. It's important.
Yay. See, I knew you was the perfect one to have for this conversation. Thank you so much for this forum. Looking forward to the next one. Oh, thank you. Blessings to all of your businesses. Yes. And to you as well, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. Samaya, it's so nice to have you here. Absolutely. It's unfortunate that people are looking for ways to call out flaws in others. Yes, keep going. Thank you. Great distinction. Good. I think that's it. So we're going to wrap up because we're already, and I don't think I missed. That's very true. I will be going through the comments in case we did miss anyone, or especially for those who are watching the replay and there's comments, then I'll be checking and responding. This was a great discussion, but I do have to go. Yes, we're ending. We're ending, Dr. Burke. No worries. So thank you, everyone. As always, thank you so much, Rosalind, for joining me. And as always, let's always remember to keep our crowns on, right? Our S's on our chest. Leveraging LinkedIn like bosses so we can get the business that we deserve. See you on August 24th for the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everybody.